Dirty shoes
Dirty
are the answer.
or daddy shoes?
Dirty shoes.
Dirty. Okay.
Nah, but I feel like the dirtier your shoe, the more character it has. But not all your shoes should be dirty.
Are you saying if the shoe is not dirty, it doesn't have character?
To a certain extent.
Damn.
For me, I don't like fresh out the box. Like fresh out the box looks too
We should thrift everything.
Of course.
You need fresh out the box, man.
You need a
You need fresh out the
variation.
box, man.
You know why? Because it's like a fresh out feeling. Oh, I try lang. It's actually.
Mara, like sometimes when you like on your drive, you need like a dirty shoe. Like
Our kids, like at the end, all the shoes got dirty.
That's
So
what
the
I'm saying.
newness, like you were saying, the newness is like, it's always like almost it's a temporary thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So you have
sure.
to appreciate it.
Why
Yes,
is
that
it
feeling.
fresh?
Fresh.
Yeah, that feeling.
So I like to maintain my shit and make sure it stays fresh. If you wearing dirty jeans that are dirty, it's dirty. You have to buy dirty jeans that are new.
Yeah.
Street jeans. You don't make that shit dirty. Then it's like,
oh, it's not funny.
I know that
Just
shit.
put that shit in the freezer.
It's not the same, no.
I think like with the Tom Sachs, it's dope because it looks dope when it's brand new, and for me, I think it does give it like that character when it's a little bit like
those
worn
edges
in.
on
You
the
know what I
suede.
mean?
But it's also designed for that. Like,
Exactly.
it's like, yo, man, wear this shit until his own personal one is torn.
Exactly. Straight up. You see,
But then he's also an art guy,
as
like
well,
he's a sculptor, so that
and
makes
he can
sense.
also just
yeah,
whip
yeah.
out a fresh pair.
But also he's
Wow.
he's in character.
His
all
That's saying
he's all like
work.
his own work is based on the character.
Straight.
So now for me, I dress like I'm about to go meet the parents all the time. You know?
I know what you mean. Like,
For
no
me, it's
offense to
straight
anyone,
cut.
like personally,
Throw a
like
dart.
Dirty's played out.
Yeah, it's like-
aesthetic
Hard.
Nah, bro.
I
don't.
But sometimes
Ripped is a different. It's like
Those are
different
different,
thing
yeah.
than
there's
dirty.
levels, there's levels
But
too.
girls are gonna think you smile.
Nah.
Like,
Nah, but it's a
just
vibe
for
because you
looking
see
at
girls doing all these
I
niggas.
know.
In Ripia corner,
I know what the niggas you talking about.
Yeah,
I
but
understand what you're saying. Those niggas
they
look
just
pretty
smile.
real.
Yeah,
Look how clean he looks. And then like the Jordan has like a scar on it. Then you like sold. You're like,
What
okay,
I
this
thought
nigga.
he-
he ain't in this. No, I'm saying if the Jordan had a scar, if the Jordan had a scar, he'd be like, oh shit, he's still a clean gent because like the overall clean, the cap is clean, the clothes are clean. It's just a matter of walking. You get. Sure. Sometimes the shoe needs to be a tad bit beat. I'm not saying all my kicks are.
No,
so
shoes-
I have
let me
my
give-
shoes that are like meant to be clean all the time.
Let me give an example. Yeah.
Clean.
So to maybe to add to both of your points, right? Like an Air Force One. I prefer an Air Force One like low to be clean.
Clean, yeah.
You know what I mean? I've
New
got
York
a few
whites.
at home.
Yeah, it has to
and
be
they
New York
crease.
whites.
They're still fresh. You can still wear them, but I don't wear them.
It's already expected that you're gonna come through wearing thrifted shit. And we come from like a weird place. Like I think the clean look for me is like, not to say everybody has to go clean, but you can go clean with the rugged. You know what I mean?
The rugged, clean
And
look.
When you create like a collection, are you considering the kicks people need to wear it with? Are you like a Barry where you like,
Hey, man.
you can't just whack and wear my shit?
You're gonna have to do that out.
You. It's like one of the first considerations for me, like patch, because it's like
Footwear, man.
yeah, man, because it's like I even have beef with some collections, even like from friends or where it's like people make such amazing collections, but then you get the footwear wrong, and then it spoils the whole look on the runway. Or you're a South African designer, your whole story is amapantsula, and then ufagi ipata. And then all of a sudden it don't make sense, you know what I mean?
It's an aspirational thing, you know. When you make clothes like this look, it's aspirational because I can't just rock it with Tommy's. You know, I have to rock it with shoes, and like it just completes the whole thing. It's like it's brand positioning. We have to position your brand with other brands that you think, like, if you're not making shoes and you're making clothes, then who do you see yourself with? So if you're gonna go with like a whack shoe, I'm not gonna aspire to dress in those clothes because it doesn't really balance the whole thing, you know.
That don't like sometimes, right? The threads, the clothes, actually uplift the shoe. Like make the shoe actually this shoe is wearable. Maybe in my eyes, one pair is not really my favorite pair.
No, but-
and then when I wear it in a certain way, it's like, yo, this is actually.
So it
this
was.
work.
So it was. So it was.
I think the thing is like clothes as just clothes is fashion, but how you put it together is your style. So
Yeah.
now that's when you come through and it's like, no me pating amayembe kanjani, mara ngizoyishayela because
Exactly.
my style is
Exactly.
dope enough to make anything work.
Anything
Sort of
work.
thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why when you make clothes and you have a fashion, whatever, like a lookbook, you call up all the homies that work at, whatever these brands, and you're like, yo, man, I need shoes. They can give you anything. Sometimes when you have the privilege to choose what you want, then, you can choose. But for the most part, they give you whatever they feel it's here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it can be standard, but then how you make your
It
look
work.
will make the shoe like, actually, I want the shoe. That's where the aspirational part of it comes.
Exactly.
Like this idea of like expensive shoes, and you guys think these expensive sneakers are worth the trouble.
I mean,
Looking at all the dynamics and the shift and like everything else.
It depends.
Yeah.
I think it depends. Like I think these days, like it really depends. Like for me, like even as a designer, like I'm at a point where I'm trying to reduce my wardrobe because I feel like having excess of shit is like it doesn't make sense. I want to have like if it's Vim, it's okay. I'd rather have one Vis Vim than have 50 of X brand, and I'm just like, yo, I have 50 kicks. Like why must I have 50 kicks when I don't even like half of them as much as opposed to just having one that I really treasure. So hence I'm like, yo man, like you can buy, think about how many shoes you buy, and the standard shoe is, let's say standard shoe is 2.5 to 3K, right?
Yeah.
And maybe in 6 months you buy, let's say you buy one pair every month, right? And that's 18K. That's 18K in 6 months that you spend on maybe shoes you kind of like because you kind of need them, as opposed to maybe spending off that money on one pair of shoes or two pair of shoes that you really like.
So with you, it's more quality over quantity. Quality.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, those 4 shoes cost like for like one designer shoe.
But how
I'm at a point where I'm just like, I'd rather have that one designer shoe as opposed to just having normal shoes that I'm.
so you're saying it's worth the trouble?
To some
Just
degree, it is
Yeah.
depending on.
the resale, and then the resale market where they buy. I mean, if you resell shoes, you're gonna buy it for like 2.8, then you sell it for like 5K, 8K, whatever, depending on the level of it. And then obviously then there's time in between where maybe 3 years before that shoe it wouldn't resell for that much anyway, and then 3 years after that the shoe can either drop or pick up, and that's also based on the fact that like,
Release it again.
do you know what I mean? There's like these little, like, so that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, would you rather buy a shoe, like you say, on go? Certain shoes are like 12K on go, not resale, like at a price, like retail price.
Definitely
not
rather
resale.
buy them at the retail price.
Yeah,
So I'm saying like retail price of a shoe that's expensive, like a shoe that's expensive on retail, not on resale.
No, so I'd rather buy a shoe on retail price, standard.
but what does resale entail? Because there's different levels to resale. There's
Well,
resale,
I'm saying
buying it from you. There's
resale
if you want something from me.
in terms of like when something is marked up twice the price, I'm unlikely to buy it.
It's like you're saying, it's like twice the price now. What does that do to the shoe? It gives it value, yes.
It's cool. I mean, it's cool and everything, but for me personally, it's like, if you see that this thing was this price,
Yeah.
and then now it's like this price, and then you're like, nah, fam. Basically, I missed out. I didn't get the one at this price.
Right.
So we'll see that. Maybe me and you can do an exchange or something.
Right,
You know what I'm
which
saying?
usually
and it's
happens.
okay to miss
You
out.
see,
It's
you
okay to
see.
miss out. Cause
It's okay to
that's
miss
how you end
out,
up with the excess, bro. Like
Exactly.
And also for me,
Clean them up,
personally,
bogies.
It does. And there's a lot of shoes you end up having, then you're not actually wearing. You know what I'm saying? I get for some people, it's like it's a way to generate cash and
Cash,
stuff,
yeah.
which is cool. But some of us don't actually have the time to be like, yo, do you want to buy this? You want to buy this?
I feel like with us,
resell. Basically.
we'd rather go through the struggle of waiting in line
Yeah.
than just chilling at home.
It's me.
But I
Also,
feel like
No, here's the thing, like as much as we have connections, but we know that we won't buy a Jordan 5
We have
or Jordan
connections?
4.
You have connections?
I won't put any names out. But what I'm saying is, yeah, you're gonna have to cut it out. You're gonna have to cut it out. But what I'm saying is, it's better for us to do that than actually buy it at resale. Because I believe that people that buy shit at resale are mostly lazy people to get up. Because it's like sometimes the shoes that you can just wake up and go get, if you know where exactly to get them, you can just walk in. But some people just prefer chilling and then Maziti Monday. Actually, I want this shoe.
Who are these people?
The problem.
I can't say any names, but I know some people.
Now, but the thing is, see, how much are these shoes on resale?
It's 5.5.
5.5. On retail?
It was 3.
I mean, some people would say, you know, my
It's
bid
just $2,000.
right now.
It's worth
Needs a
2,000.
re-up.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like chilling, sleeping right now is worth the 2,000.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Some
then
people-
maybe it's fair to say for
It's
some people
calculated.
it works.
Some people
For
like that.
others,
But some things are
ID.
calculated. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
I don't know how I get stuff really.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think I might have. I don't remember how I actually get things, but I usually do this thing where if I like something, I see it. If I see something, I like it, I'm gonna approach you. Like, yo, man, what you say about gold? Is there something you like? Because guys do the same thing to me. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, buying something expensive, I only bought one shoe. I think one shoe, which was the Yeezys, the Yeezy ones. And I would never do that shit again.
How much is that?
I can't tell.
How much is that? I need to know.
In return, I ended up, trading them because I just loved Yass so much that I had to get those shoes for like that historical moment. You know what I mean? Like this first official for me shoe, because the Louis Vuitton were cool. It's like that on the sneaker culture level. That was like, this is your first shoe, and I had to get that, and I had to have it. So I had it, and it sat, wore it a few times, and then passed
So
it on.
you're saying resale, in a sense, has value then, in some cases as well.
In some cases in a way that like it's sentimental to you, but it shouldn't be like, not everything is sentimental to the market, because the guys that trade, that buy shit, they're not
don't
there.
care
It's
about it.
capitalism too.
But what about the consumer that has the money and has the sentiment of, it doesn't matter how much it costs, I love this shit,
Go for it.
and
But how much shit can you love, Wanda?
There's no limit.
If you got the guap,
TST.
my man,
you love it all. You guys saw like this article that came up about Trump raising up the tariffs to from anything that comes from China to America.
Yeah.
And mainly Nike has already been on that shit already. They've been like dying on those tariffs already. But now he's raising the tariffs so that they can produce in America. And when they produce in America, the shit is going to be a bit expensive, because like made in USA, you know how it is, like Converse, everything that's made in USA is a bit more expensive.
Sure.
And how do you think that's going to affect that now? That's going to affect the whole like dynamic. Right now, while like how much? Because retail is going to be resale now. These shoes that you bought for 2.5, you're gonna buy them for 5K now, and then you're gonna have to resell them for 7.5.
10 gorillas.
but that's the resale business. The resale culture already is also like very capitalist. Is built on it's like a rich money problems.
Right. Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? It's rich money problems. It's like, oh, okay. It's like Tom Sachs, they're retailing it in some cases like for 80K, right? You have to have 80K to make that decision that you can buy someone's.
But you don't have to have 80K, you have to have 210.
You have to
disposable
80K,
right.
so you have to have like.
So for
3 times
someone,
that.
what I'm asking is for someone that's sitting on $1 million,
Wait, no,
I wish. That's what that's saying. I don't care how much the shoe is, because
For sure.
I love Tom Sachs. And usually the case is like some of these kids, some of them don't even know who Tom Sachs is. Like, is there a cutoff button to the coolness? Is there a cutoff button to the value of the shoes? Is there a cutoff button for the designers and their histories? And it's like, how are we weighing people's thought for the designers as well?
Can
It's
I
like,
give
yo,
my
man,
take on this? Because personally, my take for this is like, trying to buy shoes as they drop is kind of ridiculous. To think of it like, how often do shoes drop? From the span of like the 2nd of the month to like the 15th, new shoes are coming out.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you're gonna budget at least 6K, because it's more than less likely that you're gonna like at least 2 shoes. So for me, it's gotten to this point where like, okay, I'm not gonna drop 3K every 2 weeks. because that's kind of effective. So I'd rather like look for archive shoes and like buy designer shoes like Rick Owens, because that's my type of shoe. Because at the moment, I'm really trying to get. But this archive will be on the point. So for me, it's like I'm trying to collect more designer, but archive. Unless South Africa.
Why are you trying to collect designer?
Because copying archive designer is more like worthy in the long term run. If I'm ever looking to resell, and if I'm ever trying to shit on niggas, you're not wearing the same thing.
But how do you justify worthy? How do you justify worthy?
If I pull up and buy this Puma cell, ne, pull into a cheese boy and go na, is all shy and he's on Kenya, right?
Okay.
Yeah? So it's also avoiding those. How much is boy? I was talking like kid. That's some Chinese bar.
Okay, so you know I reload.
I'm feeling bad. I was and I'm kid. Reload. Just buy anything we like.
Damn, dog.
Which is irritating. No, bro. Like sometimes we really like the crepes, and like you can't, like I've been wanting the wave runner,
Yeah.
but I can't get the wave runner in terms of like, okay, now you're not just trying to buy one shoe and like finish. I'm trying to get like the new jacket, trying to support. Because for me personally, if I'm copying his item or your item, it feels better to me because like, okay, cool, you're gonna actually feel the money as compared to like if I go buy a t-shirt like a Supreme. I want to see like, yo, there's actual growth. Now you can invest in your collection.
Can I answer your question?
Yeah.
The cutoff button for me was, sorry to cut you,
No stress.
but the cutoff button for me was when I realized that if you ask any of these designers that their shoes, whose shoes are like on a higher like resale value, and ask them if they would buy their shoes for that much, and if they say no, then I won't buy it. The fact that Supreme is like the way it is, he's not all the way happy about it, but it's not the same anymore, because like you're saying, the guys that come and cop it for $2,000 for a t-shirt and make you, who doesn't have, hate it. So the sentimental value comes in where the one with the sentimental value doesn't even have the money to buy the shit that you like.
Yeah, it's also, hey man, consumerism, that's how it is.
You can't fault them for having the money.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like they're buying it off the perception that, okay, Wanda was seated the shoe, ne? So now I'm gonna cop the shoe because everyone who fucks with Wanda is probably gonna co-sign me once I wear the shoe.
Yeah, but I mean,
And then that's why archiving is better.
I think people buy things sometimes for their own reasons, you know what I mean?
Cosigns and
Hype, cosigns, whatnot. Because you'll find that like a lot of peeps that are, like some homies of mine that skate, let's say Supreme, right? Supreme is essentially a skate label, right? Skateboarding label. Those guys are like, no way in hell will they buy that cream at these prices, these like resale prices. In fact, some homies are like, bro, there's some of our friends that get this stuff for free, straight from Preem, and they look at like, the normal person trying to resell Preem as like, like a herb, like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? They're like, this guy doesn't even know that this brand, relates more to skateboarding, or they don't even know the value of this. Sometimes the homies are like, no, these guys at Preem are probably like just, fooling everybody into buying into like the weirdest shit, like a brick that says Supreme. You know what I'm saying?
They're trying to resell it.
And they're like, you see, they got you.
What do you think of that? What do you think of the brick?
I like it. I wouldn't lie. I like it, but I do get like what the skater homies say, like my friends, I guess.
On that note, you guys feel like reselling kind of ruined some brands? Like the heritage of the
of
brand
course,
to
man.
the people that like
And also,
like
Because the big nose is
it's a
becoming too
positive and a
commercial
negative.
right now.
You'll never catch me in Supreme, bro. I love it, but you'll never like. It's ruined
anymore.
It's ruined, man. It's like, and like, I like the shit that doesn't essentially have the label on it that says Supreme, blah blah blah.
Like those small tabs.
Yeah, some more whatever. I like that shit. Or it's like the stuff that they really do for the guy like me that likes the stuff. But it's like it's at a point where it's gone, man. Like the brand, like the resale culture has killed it, because the resale guys by tenga yonke. Lele box logo, lele box logo. But
I say it's special.
I say it's special because it's like it's gone, bro. So like, and I'm not saying you'll never catch me in Supreme, because I do have Supreme items, but it's just like
That love.
ivayile, dog.
Saying on your level.
You know, it's like Yeezys. like it's like I love it to death, but it's like we buy and jam. Sometimes it's like because they killed it. Like the resale. Like think about the zebra.
Yeah.
The first drop was cool because it's like
no one
okay,
liked
shit.
it.
The second drop was cool for those that missed out. The third drop, like the resellers bought all of it thinking, Sweeney, like, now we're gonna get a chance to resell it. What did it do? Yeah,
but Kanye's
so if you had it from the first time, now you like, fuck, these guys ruined the shoe for me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like now you got a shoe you don't even like because that's how I feel about Supreme. It's like when they drop it the first time, oh it's nice.
It's nice. The
You know
second
what I mean?
time,
The second time,
like,
if you missed out, it's like yo, night chance. The third time, now you sitting with it because you got it the second time, but the third time when they drop it, now it's whack for you because it's like,
But for me, like the only like interpretation for me that's made sense thus far is the Martin Rozier for these shoes, the MK, when
Nah,
it twirled and made different type shapes.
bro.
I feel like that one was like, oh shit.
And even Virgil, like the 10, even him just moving the swoosh
a little
to
bit.
it made a huge difference.
Yeah, I do.
But for
It
the
made a
10,
huge difference, bro.
the Jordan 1, the 10, and the normal Jordan 1 are two different things. Like Virgil actually integrated that shoe.
It's the same silhouette,
fabrics, but the fabrics, the placement of it, like it's.
But it's the
way
same
different.
silhouette. It could like it's a retro, right? Because you like retros, right? So what's that retro out called 85s? And he just moved simple things.
And kill the
It's just reinterpretation, and then it just, you know what I mean?
It's the first shoe for the kids. All these shoes are too clean cut. For the first time, it was like, yo, yeah, to the idea.
Coming along with shoes, I feel like the most slept on Yeezy was the 500s. Because
It was
they
the
never
most
coming
affordable.
back.
That's right.
When you think about it, 350s are still here, right?
700s.
700s
still
still
coming.
here. But the 500s aren't here. They
Never
just
again.
dropped how many colorways? Like 4 or 5?
One they
That
supposed
was
to
it.
drop the lime one as well, the highlight one.
Didn't. That
But
didn't
with
happen.
Kanye, you can't
confirm, but
You might, because you
Your
never
resales not going up.
You never. Also, that thing with Trump just also fucked him up. So you see, also like the value of your shoe is also mostly dependent on what you say. So politics. Most of these guys, they're not involved in politics. They might be in like some other shit that we don't know about, but like not in the face of it. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna talk about like the president. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about that on a public domain like that. You know, that's why some things like Gosha now, he's out. Like Bari now, he's out because of what you say and what you do. You get easily affected by those things, and nobody wants to mess
It's more
with you
about branding
anymore.
than the actual product.
So you have to like package your mind to make sure that okay, my mind is also as packaged, my mind is ready, and I'm not trying to jeopardize anything. If I fuck up,
Read,
all the
nigga.
stuff that I do
Read.
is fucked. If you fucked up, if you
Niggas
mess
don't
everything,
read.
You know, so you have to make sure that
Niggas don't read.
Niggas don't read.
That's why niggas don't know what consent is. Niggas
see?
don't read, bro.
But okay, that's another topic.
But on that note, do you guys have anything else to say?
Buy archive. Stop trying to buy brand new shit. It's gonna cost you in the long term, and it's not good for you unless it's like support local. Most importantly, it's always good to
Local
see like
what?
local clothing, but then the shoes are at this moment are lacking big time. Local for it to
How,
go
how
up.
are we lacking?
What's the biggest shoe right now that's local?
Which other brands do you know overseas that they call them local outside that you know and you fucks with?
That's a tricky one.
No, you should answer because you're saying we need to buy local and then local shoes are fucked up or are made, whatever.
But to a certain extent, the collab with the Cold War is like for UK, and then
Exactly.
the 10s
So maybe you should be
for US.
specific to brands. Talk to Nike, talk to Adidas, and talk to Puma.
No,
to
but if
give-
we're trying
no,
to integrate
listen.
it ourselves, we might as well do it on a better level.
Let me
Nah, bro,
explain.
that's the
Talk
best level for this
talk
time.
to Nike. That's what I'm saying. Talk to Nike, talk to Adidas, talk to Puma, and ask them when are they doing.
Something for local.
Yes, because it's not necessarily about a local brand. Local brands, anywhere in the world you go, local brands don't all the way strive unless they're in a collab or in partnership with like these
Big
big
brands.
big brands. You need to have like a family. You need to belong somewhere. You know what I mean? So you can create. So for me, I might not like the shoe, but the fact that it's a local shoe, it's a local shoe.
Also think about this on a very small scale. South Africa's not known for making shoes, period. There's never been a heritage brand like Converse they have in the States that's made shoes. So homies in 50 years could be our heritage brand, which maybe the first one wasn't the
good.
best output, but in 50 years we're now a heritage brand, and now we've got better product. Man, I'm really forced to
Start small.
with what you have.
What you have.
You know
Look
what I
at the
mean?
market share. There's like this. I mean, the general term of it is like market share, where Nike, Adidas, and Puma they playing. Like maybe let's say Nike and Adidas and Puma, right? They playing in the market share, but Nike probably has more, and Adidas comes after. It depends. They give each other the baton all the time. Like, hey, bam, and bam. So if you're coming through as a local brand, you need to understand you don't have any market share. You literally have support black as your market share. You have to
But
stick to
how
that.
far do we support black after the first 3 months?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what
If you don't
have.
integrate, I guess corn in
No,
that.
how do you integrate? You can't just integrate, nigga. You
But
just,
they're copying the shoes in China, ne? So you're buying silhouettes
oh, so you
in
don't.
China.
You
so
okay?
you could.
Babe
So
is cool. When babe
Ian
doesn't-
Connor does the same thing
No,
now.
I'm about to brief you. Give me my chance. So you cop the silhouette in China.
Yeah.
Surely, if you go into China to understand the silhouette and to cop the best one to suit your brand at that moment, you can always cop a better one because now there's been a return on investment.
Nah, you don't know that. I was
You know,
funny
that, you know how
bitch.
much it is. Do you know how much it is to get a mold?
Brief us.
Like it's more expensive to get a better mold.
Yeah.
It's not like all the options are there. You get the cheaper one because you it's entry level. You get the entry level, introduce your brand, come back when you make more money, get a better one, whatever the case.
Also, maybe I'll see target market.
they
Maybe
say
it's
a
not
fair
target
point.
market.
That's also
So,
fair
Baba Yoshali, I'm past. It's like, yo,
It's
we're trying to.
That's
That's what we handle. We're trying to cop this shit for someone that can afford this price point.
right.
And it's for the Muntlo. When I'm with your archive stuff, nah. It's not about you right now, Playboy.
We need to clear this. Buying local shoes, we talking what? Collabs or we talking independent shoes? Because even obviously,
overall.
no, but you talk about market share, bro. When you talk about market share, you are not going to talk about your local brand because they don't
What
cater
market?
for that. You know what I'm saying? We don't eat like that. We don't got it like that. We can make shit look cool, but we have Daniel Ting Chong with Puma, which is cool. We have Kronk with Nike. For as far as I can remember, for me personally, I might be missing other people, but those are the shoes.
New
We
Balance
have-
with the other homeboy.
Yeah, with Shelf Life also, New
Yeah,
Balance.
I think it was.
And then Puma also there with New Balance.
Humor with New Balance.
And then we had SK with K
Shelf
Swiss,
Life,
with
yeah.
Spider Cam.
Humor with New Balance. Everyone is like,
That's the best collab ever.
But Squatter with K Swiss.
Yeah.
And then we have Cabello with Reebok.
Reebok.
Yeah.
Who else?
Jomoso, no Puma.
They should have made a shoe. You know what I mean? They should have actually made a trainer. Did they?
Nah.
They should have made a trainer. It should have been here.
Some
Then,
dickies, not just fell
yeah, not like, because then they were
But
like
you'll
quite
crack,
specific.
be 16, 16 you'll crack, be 18.
Yeah, stupidity. Remember the Puma boots
Yeah,
that
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
boxing?
the driver.
Why wouldn't
The
you
Muhammad
have,
Ali's.
I'm told, maybe
the
we, no,
Muhammad.
not local. We have like Dinanto Vela.
Yeah.
We have Baby Jake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, up
And
there,
then make a load. They had like a shoe exactly like the Coxera Jomo Sono, but what didn't they put Jomo on?
Ish.
I'm told. So they could have done it, but we do have like not even more than 10. That's what you should be looking at. Archive. That's
They
what you should be
actually
looking at.
are local shoes that they're
Yeah.
making. I don't actually know the name, but like actually even Glenn Lewis
He has a
has
shoe.
shoes.
I'm seeing it. I saw that on
see?
the gram. Yeah, I saw it.
See,
Me more
and
talks about local shoes.
Yeah,
actually.
Glenn Lewis has
what
a
is
shoe.
the other one? There's another one. If you see it, you guys will be like, I know this shoe. It's got like paint splats.
That's
and
bad.
like-
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
for
called
sure.
Pablo.
That's the one we're complaining about because like
That you complaining
That's
about.
what you're complaining about.
I represent my people.
Because it's
I
like
represent my
the
people.
hype kids. Hey,
We're saying
we're not
go
hype
for
kids.
it.
You
It's
are.
gonna get better.
But it's okay.
Say adjust.
We understand. But I think when we talk about local, let's not talk down on ourselves like Stalia America or
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because it's Stalia. It's up to you also to make a difference.
We are trying.
Do you know what I'm saying? ASAP Nkabi.
It's a guy. That's the new handle.
It's up to you to like make sure that these local, because man, you have a sneaker show now, right? And with this, you have a platform to go out and find those guys and bring them here and talk about it. Like today, we have, people that came to grace us about the shoes that they designed. So, what's your name?
My name is Linda
Lazi.
Wonder.
Got it. This is a nice intro for this.
And where did you start like customizing shoes?
It's about 2 years ago, bro. I started 2 years ago. Yeah, on the streets of Protea Clan. Green Shop owns me. I represent like trashy steez.
Okay.
Reason being, I like customizing old things, bruh. Even with the clothes and things, I thrift. I buy from charity shops and revive it, bring it back to life. Hence, it's being trashy steez. So what other people would normally see as trash, I make it mine.
Let's go with this. Like, do you see yourself doing it for the next 10 years? Do you see yourself in the shoe? Like, what is it?
Most definitely. I see myself doing this in the next 10 years, and the plan is to get better and better. Because I learn every day.
Like at this point, you've been doing this for 2 years now?
Yeah.
Like what support do you think you need? Like maybe to better your skill, better your business, better your approach. I don't know, like better what you need. Like what frustrations are you sitting with at home trying to do this? And you're like, yo, mangatuli support this song. Maybe
Yeah, it's like
what support do you think you need to make like this shit even better?
even better.
Yeah.
I think it's exposure, bro. Because people aren't aware, especially where I come from, bro. They are aware, but most of them are not. You know what it is. So I think exposure, though. You know.
I think that you have something good, you know, as long as you believe in it. You have to like now strongly align yourself with people that will support you and maybe make an aggressive move in a way. If you have to go find out who is actually the manager of brands, for instance, or the manager of Nike, for instance, or Adidas, whatever brand you work with, and just put yourself in that place, because what you do is exceptional, right? As an artist, but not everybody can do it. So you need to understand the power. Like Instagram can only take you so far, and it can also deceive you, thinking that I'm the shit. Granted, there's actually actual work that needs to be done. You have to touch the people, you have to touch the ground, you know? You should keep doing it, man. And it's like, because coming from as an artist, I know there could be frustrations that you might have, but you need to always put yourself in places where these things are possible and can happen for you. And even now, like, whoever's watching the show, want to customize, maybe you can give them your handle, Facebook, Instagram, email, Twitter, whatever you have, just put it on the thing.
Yeah, sure. On Insta it's Trashy Steez, Facebook it's Lindo Steez Imaba. So yeah, those are the only two platforms I have for now.
Nice job.
Thank you. So, any closing words?
I say buy what you like.
Also learn about what you like.
Exactly. Learn about what you're buying and what you like.
Learn about what you don't like.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Just spend your money wisely, bro. I've seen a lot of cats buying fufu. Some people are not Christian.
Can you want to do a closing prayer?
No, some people are not Christian.
Do you? Are you Christian? No. God.
Thank you for tuning in into this episode 3 and episode 3 of Yes, another sneaker show.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe. Yes, subscribe. To
Subscribe. Yeah, we get gang views. Why aren't subscribing, bro?
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
No, let's subscribe.
Oh, it's the Yass one. It's the Yass version. Subscribe.
Subscribe to
Welcome
our
to
channel.
our YouTube channel. We
Yeah,
need to
welcome.
do that actually. Like those makeup girls, we
Yeah.
need to all sit down in the mirror and be like, yo guys, welcome to our YouTube
Our
channel.
man.
Easy trying.
No, it's a dope pose. It's
easy
a dope
Charlie,
pose.
easy
You can't be a
Charlie.
cool kid every day, Kevin.
And comment. Don't forget to comment.